Hi, welcome to your checkup. We are the patient education podcast where we bring conversations from the doctor's office to your ears. On this podcast, we try to bring medicine closer to its patients. I'm Ed Dulesky, a family medicine doctor in the Philadelphia area.
And I'm Nicole Rufo. I'm a nurse.
And we are so excited you were able to join us here again today. So, of course, we would love to bring you a fresh banter section, but we are away this week. We are traveling, and we will not be near a computer to upload this episode when this comes out. So this is getting uploaded early. All that to say, here we are on a Monday night watching Love on the Spectrum, and literally the most endearing show you could possibly have.
I love it so much.
Yeah, I think it is. I think my new favorite character is Logan.
Oh, I love him.
Sweet Logan.
Sweet, sweet Logan.
Share a kindred spirit loving Hannah Montana.
You do.
Every time they open their mouths, my bottom lip just comes out. Like, I just can't help it. You know, in that like pouting, like, that's so cute type bottom lip. So if you haven't watched Love on the Spectrum, perhaps you'd think about that. And then we had a Mediterranean bowl tonight because
Another one of our favorite because we need to eat what's in our fridge.
Yeah, because
we're going away.
Because we're going away. You must be wondering. Oh, but if you're listening to this, please leave us a voicemail. If you go into the show notes on wherever you listen to podcasts, you will find that you can send us fan mail, but send us a voicemail as well. And we would encourage any of that because we want to accumulate some that we will use for like a mailbag episode, or at least as some component of our episodes. So if you do feel so inclined, please leave us a voicemail. That would be so cool. The podcast hosting service that we use recently dropped that feature. Who do you think our first voicemail will be from?
Probably our loyal listener.
Yeah, I think
the special one.
It's been a long time since he's commented.
It has been.
But
do you think he still listens as loyally?
No, I definitely don't think so.
No, our brother Vanessa does.
We gathered Vanessa, though, as a loyal listener.
Yeah.
So that's great. Maybe, I don't know, we'll be surprised who will be the first voicemail to be featured on the pod. Your voice will come on the pod. Hopefully it's you, Temecula / Helsinki. We're looking at you. But we hope that you enjoyed this little bit of a different style of episode coming up next, where we talk about heart attacks. So without further ado, here we go. Enjoy. So what are we going to talk about today, Nick?
Today we are breaking down what a heart attack is.
Dun, dun, dun. So we'd like to walk you through something that we talk about all the time, but rarely explain in a way that we think makes sense. What is really happening inside of your body when someone is having a heart attack? Because we think that once you understand it, the symptoms make more sense, the urgency makes more sense, and honestly, it becomes a lot less mysterious and more real, so we can take action on it and prevent them. So let's start with the heart. Nikki, can you take us through the first part?
All right, we're going to go. Before we talk about a heart attack, we're going to briefly talk about the heart so we have a basic general understanding and so everyone's on the same page. So it's important to know that your heart is a muscle, and like any other muscle in your body, it needs oxygen and nutrients to survive and pump blood out everywhere to where it needs to go. And oxygen is delivered through blood vessels called coronary arteries, and they sit on the surface of the heart. So they're what is supplying your heart with blood. I almost said that backwards. So at baseline, blood flows through these arteries. Your heart muscle gets oxygen to keep working, and everything's running smoothly.
It is very cool.
Did that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well said. It is really cool that the heart supplies its own blood.
Yeah.
In diastole, which is super cool. So then this is where things start. Often years before a heart attack ever happens, over time, things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high atherogenic cholesterol, like LDL cholesterol, apolipoprotein B, or lipoprotein little a, smoking, and diabetes can lead to plaque buildup inside those arteries. And you can think of plaque like a fatty, inflamed deposit sitting in the wall of the artery. At first, it might not cause any symptoms at all, and the body adapts, so blood still gets through. But underneath the surface, that plaque may be unstable.
So the key moment is when that plaque becomes unstable. And at some point, most often suddenly, the plaque can rupture. And so when this happens, your body's actually reacting in the way that it was designed to. So this plaque ruptures, your body thinks there's an injury, and then it starts to form a blood clot. Mm-hmm. And that clot can partially block the artery, or it can completely block it. So it's blocking the arteries that are supplying blood to your heart.
There we go.
So that's what's happening.
And once that artery is blocked, the heart muscle downstream is no longer getting oxygen. And this is where a heart attack truly begins. So within seconds, oxygen levels drop. Within minutes, the heart muscle becomes stressed and injured. And if the blockage isn't opened, the actual cells begin to die. And so this is what we call a myocardial infarction, which was a hard one to wrap my head around. That I wanted it to be infraction so much in school. I don't know why. It just made more sense to me, but infarction, and it means literally death of heart muscle.
Okay, so I guess we'll connect what people are feeling when they have this death of their heart muscle.
So dramatic.
The main one is chest pressure, where a lot of people will describe it as like a squeezing, a heaviness. They say they feel like there's an elephant sitting on their chest, and that is your heart muscle, not to be dramatic, but crying out from a lack of oxygen.
Wah. That actually sounds bad. What else? What else can happen?
So then you can also have pain in your arm or your jaw, which this can be confusing to a lot of people. And the reason this happens is because there are nerves from the heart that share the same pathways with other parts of the body. So that pain can kind of radiate to where those nerves go.
Terrifying.
So like your left arm, jaw, neck.
Great. Everywhere.
Yeah. Phenomenal. You can also have some sweating and nausea, and this is from an activation of your autonomic nervous system where your body is recognizing that something is very wrong, and yeah, you start sweating.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
And then, of course, there's shortness of breath because your heart is not pumping well. Fluid can get backed up. Your oxygen delivery drops. So you have all this pain. Maybe you're sweaty. You feel short of breath. Yikes.
Not good.
Big yikes.
Big yikes. And so time is muscle. And perhaps the most important takeaway is what we mean by that is the artery, the longer that artery stays blocked, the more heart muscle is permanently lost. And so the goal in medicine overall is to open the artery as fast as possible. Because if people were to restore blood flow early, I say people because like we ain't doing this.
We ain't doing that.
But we're helping you recognize if it is. If other people who do this are able to restore the blood flow early enough, the heart tissue can actually be saved, which is a very encouraging part. This is why they make interventional cardiologists.
And so understanding this and what's actually happening inside of your body should change how you think about the symptoms, because a heart attack isn't something that just randomly happens for no reason. It's kind of something that's been building up for a while. And if this does happen, then every minute counts.
Totally. So if you or someone around you has symptoms like chest pressure, pain spreading to the arm or jaw, shortness of breath, sweating or nausea, it's a good idea not to wait around. You should go get checked out. the fun thing is that not everything that feels and looks like that is a heart attack, but it takes a little bit of testing to figure out whether it is or not. And you are worth that. You deserve. That was me. My knee hit the table. You are worth that. So you should get help immediately, because the faster you act, the quicker you'll get an answer. And so we hope this helped you understand not just what a heart attack is, but what is actually happening inside the body when it's happening. Because once you understand the why, we feel like you're in a much better position to recognize it and then respond to it. And if you found this helpful, you can share it with someone you care about. And as always, we'd like to thank you for coming back to another episode of Your Checkup. Hopefully, you were able to learn something for yourself, a loved one, or
a neighbor.
You can find us on Threads. You can find us on Instagram. And you can send us an email. Like we said, share this with a loved one or a neighbor, or listen to any of our older episodes. But most importantly, stay healthy, my friends. Until next time, I'm Ed Dulesky.
I'm Nicole Rufo.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
This information may provide a brief overview of diagnosis, treatment, and medications. It's not exhaustive and is a tool to help you understand potential options about your health. It doesn't cover all details about conditions, treatments, or medications for a specific person. This is not medical advice or an attempt to substitute medical advice. You should contact a healthcare provider for personalized guidance based on your unique circumstances. We explicitly disclaim any liability relating to the information given or its use. This content doesn't endorse any treatments or medications for a specific patient. Always talk to your healthcare provider for a complete information tailored to you. In short, I'm not your doctor.
I am not your nurse.
And make sure you go get your own checkup with your own personal doctor.